What if a game took the player back? Back way before medieval times, before the might of the Roman Empire, and even before the warring Greek city-states. What if we went back to the dawn of men? 5000 BC is where this game takes you. It takes you back into ancient cities. As you might have realised, not many games are actually set in ancient civilizations this early on. It is such an in-depth time era, relatively unexplored by game developers and media alike. With Life Feudal Forest Village appearing on Steam within the last few weeks, it seems the medieval city builder is becoming very popular in the interest of many gamers. So setting a game in the ancient times is a great move on the developer's side, setting it apart and catching the interest of many gamers. Developed by Uncasual Games, Ancient Cities is a strategy and survival city builder game along the ages. Starting in the Neolithic era, you will have to guide your people along the generations, discovering and improving technology, managing resources and population, facing your human or natural enemies, but ultimately building the most fantastic city of the antiquity in a fully simulated world and ecosystem. The aim of the game is to create an immersive and somewhat realistic city builder that not only starts in the Neolithic era, but wants the player to develop their cities along and through the ages, growing their small tribe into a village and eventually a great city. Because of the new time era of the late Neolithic, this introduces players to a new gameplay type, new mechanics, new resources, and different ways the player will have to survive and grow their civilization, breaking it away from other city builders of this like. Graphics wise, I think the game looks great. As being a city builder, the need for highly intense graphics isn't top priority, but from the screenshots and videos that we have seen, the developers have really tried to make this game look as good as they can, with dynamic lighting and shadows giving an authentic feel no matter what time of the day it may be. May it be late at night with the torches reflecting off walls and out the windows of huts, or the moving shadows around a monument in the height of day as the sun rises and sets. It looks great. The developers have decided to make their own custom render technology for the game. This allows thousands of items to be rendered on screen at the same time, while still keeping the FPS needed to have an enjoyable experience. Though the promises of good optimization, Uncasual Game want to keep the city and towns looking as good as possible. And they have stated how important high levels of detail should be balanced with both optimization and gameplay as well. I might just add, this is the first game developed by Uncasual Games, and they are already looking ahead with talks on, depending on the success of the Neolithic era, the possibilities of exploring other time eras such as ancient Greece, Rome, or the Middle Ages. So what are some of the main features of the game? You can build your own city along the ages with evolving gameplay. I did speak briefly about this before with the ever-changing time, and that the player has to craft and form their way through every single thing they choose throughout the game. The game will include simulated years, seasons, and day-night cycles, with dynamic changes in weather keeping the players on their feet, constantly working to try and survive in the ever-evolving environment, rather than trying to fight against it, which could cause devastating results. Something that really grasped my attention was the inclusion of simulated ecosystems in the game. This means every vegetable, every animal, or any living thing will constantly be growing, reproducing, and dying as it would in real life. This gives the player the option to exploit and use each factor to their advantage. For example, may it be the player may only need a small amount of livestock to kept in their town at the beginning, and this will reproduce and create more and more until there's enough to breed and sustain a whole community. Natural disasters will be a big part of the game. Not much information has been released about these disasters, but I expect things such as floods, forest fires, or maybe even earthquakes depending on the region the player settles. Not only will you have to fight against natural enemies, but also human as well, with the possibility of raiding tribes or any other man-made bridges the player will have to cross in the future of their game of ancient cities. Building defences will be necessary for survival in the harsh ancient world. Ancient cities will include building wonders and megaliths, in-depth city planning and layout systems, and an innovative technology system. There will also be politics, religion, social classes, and family structure the player will have to either exploit or tackle along the way. The in-depth AI will give each citizen very different attributes. They will experience different things and gain knowledge from these things. Everyone has their own aspirations and will decide how they want to live in your little community. They decide if they want to work for you, they decide what job they want to do, they decide if they really want to help the community grow, or leave and go on their own path. All buildings and resources will also decay over time, as it would do in the harsh realities of the Neolithic times, keeping everything revolving and having to compensate for anything lost along the way. Not only is this just a city builder, but there is simulated world context and migrations, bringing in different factions for trading, fighting, and influencing around the world. May you create a pact with one tribe, trading resources and gaining off each other's wealth, or may a tribe declare war on you, forcing you to build up defences and fight for your land. It is all the player's wish to decide how they play this game and how they go about it, really expanding on other city builders we've seen in the past, such as Banished and Life is Feudal Forest Village. I really think that Ancient Cities has a good chance of getting through and being a successful game. Now, this game is currently in Steam Greenlight, so there'll be a link in the description to the Greenlight page. You go and thumbs that up, get it greenlit, let's get this game going and on the road. I'm extremely excited about seeing this. It is set to be released sometime in 2018, but I'll definitely bring you more news as the developers send it out to us. This is one of those games that really caught my attention as being different to other games. How will it pan out? Will it be a successful game? But what are your thoughts on it? Do you think that this game is going to be different to the games we've seen before, such as Banished and Forest Village? Or will it be just one of those very generic city builders from what we can see so far? Remember to leave your thoughts on the screenshots and videos that I have shown in this down in the comments below. I'm very excited to see what we will know in the future about Ancient Cities. But until then, I will see you in the next one.